Hey guys, Rocky here. Welcome to another video that's actually normal, not a mashup. I know I've been making only mashups. I was only gonna make one and then run away, but everyone made so many support messages for it, and I just felt really bad not to make another, and then I ended up making a third one. But we're done with mashups for a while, but welcome back to the channel. Sorry for the lack of normal videos. It's just I was in the hospital like a week and a half ago. I'm fine now, don't worry. Today we are gonna be checking if Just Dance really did fix a lot of the broken maps that they did claim to have fixed. Just Dance Plus has been notorious for having a mix of good songs in terms of scoring and bad ones, and it's really nice to know that the team is going back and fixing them. But I will say that I'm very upset that we're not getting any new songs to the subscription during this period. I know that a lot of people expressed their concerns about that. I agree, we should have gotten plus songs with it, especially that there's no seasons. I feel like they could have maybe squeezed it in there, but it's nothing really we can do. But the new game is right around the corner at this point, so let's go ahead and get started with the first song. All right, so with the first one is Am I Wrong? If you guys know, this song was notoriously broken, and I did talk about this song in my broken tracking video. The map had to be done like with early moves and all that. I had luck holding the phone backwards, and my before score, this was the highest score I was able to achieve, was a 12,374. And after the scoring update, I can safely say I've gotten a 13,145, a massive improvement, way better than what it was before. But I will say the gold move at the very end is still really finicky on phone, but everything else is pretty much fine if you ask me. So I will consider this, yes, they have fixed the scoring for this one. I'm pretty happy with it, and let's go ahead and move on to the next song. All right, so the next one is Bad Romance. This one was very notorious for being broken, and a lot of people have struggled to get megastars on this one, including me, and I found luck once again holding the phone backwards. But with the scoring update, the before score, my highest score ever was 12,475, and with the scoring update, I've gotten 12,848. I will admit this one doesn't feel fully fixed. I feel like there's still room for them to fix more things in this map. I just didn't like the scoring on some parts, like the chorus move, where it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but the main chorus move that you do with your hands, I can't score it. And also I'm on phone, so it might be different for everyone else that's on Joy-Con, but for me personally on phone, I still feel that there's still room to improve this one. I don't think it's fully fixed, but it is a major improvement. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Next one is Happy Birthday. This one did not need to be fixed. I'm sorry, like before the scoring update, I've gotten a full perfect with one super, and that would be a 13,250. When I initially played it, I was actually getting a worse score, but it turns out playing from a capture card can hinder your performance, so I had to re-record the other ones, and I played natively on my monitor, and I ended up scoring a 13,316 on it. Wow, like 30 extra points. That's, I don't want to say this in a bad way. This felt like a waste of development. Like, this map did not need to get a scoring adjustment for a few points, if you ask me. This was just, what the hell, you know? I really hope that the next batch of songs in August are not like this, and I really hope we actually get songs that do need it the most. So Happy Birthday got fixed, but did it really? That's just my opinion. Let's go to move on to the next one. Next one is I'm Blue. I'll be honest, it's the same situation as Happy Birthday in my opinion. My highest score ever achieved on this map before the scoring update was 12,965, and with the scoring update, I ended up getting a 13,011. Not really much of a difference, to be honest. It felt the same almost. It almost felt like the scoring didn't change at all. I just got lucky with a higher score. So like, I don't even think anything got fixed, if you ask me. That's what it feels like to me. I know it's probably not the case, but from my experience, it didn't feel like anything changed. And this is exactly going over the topic I said before, that this felt like a waste of development, and other map could have gotten that treatment, you know? But yeah, that's just my feelings on it. I'm really curious to see what you guys feel about that, and let's go ahead and move on to the next song. The big one, in my opinion, is Bon Bon. My score before, and I had to hold my phone backwards for the score, 12,144, which is insanely hard to score for that. It's really hard to megastar Bon Bon. And with the scoring update, I got a 13,289, and that is a full perfect. So definitely they fixed it 100%. If anything, it's a little too easy to full perfect, but honestly, I'm down for it to be easy to full perfect and hard to score at all. I'm kind of the person that doesn't mind like stricter tracking. That's just my feelings on it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, next one is Born This Way, the nerd version. My before score is 12,511, which is honestly not that bad, but I do remember the map being a little questionable in some moves. With the scoring fix, I got 12,877. So it didn't feel like they fixed everything. I don't feel like this, like I don't know how to describe it, but it doesn't feel like they fully fixed these maps. Some of the maps, it's definitely fixed, but then some of these are like, what exactly did they change? Did they just make the scoring a little bit more lenient? Some moves are still scoring funky. It just scores higher, so I don't feel like they updated it as much. That's just my opinion. And once again, if you have a better score on Joy-Con, that's probably your thing, because I'm on phone, I'm on Xbox, PlayStation, so it could be different compared to Joy-Con. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Another big one is Cake by the Ocean, and my before score was a 12,335, which is not that bad, but it was annoying to get. And with the scoring fix, I got a 13,321, which is a full perfect. And I know it's not a full max score, but I'm not the kind of person that goes for that. I just go for a full perfect. But yes, it's a massive difference, way better than what it was before. If anything, I think that this is what I feel like all the maps should have gotten this treatment for. If they treated the scoring like they did for Bon Bon in Cake by the Ocean, I feel like we would be a lot more happier. It's just Bad Romance and all that were still really weird in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Let's go ahead and move on to the next song. All right, so the next one is Cola Song, and this is one I actually did look forward to because I do like this song. Since the scoring is broken, I never have the mood to play it. My before score was 12,227, which is not that bad to be honest, but I feel like I could have scored better if it wasn't broken. And with the scoring update, I got a 12,884. It is a big improvement. On phone, it feels a little bit awkward in some parts, but it could be a skill issue on my part because I only did the dance like twice with the scoring fix, so I haven't had the chance to get a better score. But yeah, that's just my feelings on it. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next song. Another one, Bites the Dust. Okay, this one, according to a lot of people, felt like it didn't need to be fixed, and I kind of agree. My score before was a 12,674, which is not really bad at all. With the scoring fix, it got increased to a 13,231. It was a massive improvement, but it's one of those maps where you're like, I don't mind the scoring being a little bit worse, but they should have prioritized the more broken maps, but it's still nice to see it do better, and I don't mind that, of course, but that's just my personal opinion, that I feel like they should have prioritized maps that are super broken instead of semi-strict in kind of ways, if you understand what I mean by that. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, so the next one, and I have a little bit of a story for this one for y'all. So the before score, it is Flashdance. The before score is 12,207, and with the scoring fix, I was expecting it to do worse because the beginning has a lot of slow moves, but it actually scored the slow moves pretty well. It is 13,151. I was told by Ubisoft that we were not going to get any camera scoring with any of the batch. It turns out there might have been a miscommunication in the back end, and this one did get camera scoring in the end out of the whole batch. I don't know why, but I'm not complaining. At least we got a camera scoring song, and I'm happy about that. I never tested camera scoring yet because it wouldn't be relevant to this video if you ask me, because it's controller scoring. But yeah, that's my opinions on it, and let's move on to a more controversial one. The next one is Kulikitaka. This one did not need to be fixed. Ubisoft, if you're watching this video, what happened? Why was Kulikitaka, out of all the Just Dance Plus maps that needed fixing, why is it that Kulikitaka was the one you guys wanted to fix? I got my score before the whole scoring fix was a 13,293. That is very high and not broken, and that was me playing the game normally, no tricks, no nothing, because I don't do that. The only thing that's broken for me is the last two moves because of the slow part, and that's on phone. If I was on Joy-Con, it would be easy to full perfect if you ask me. But with the scoring fix, it got worse for me. I'm now getting a 13,279. I can't get a high score. I did this dance 4 times, and I'm not getting past my high score before the scoring fix. So I felt like I got a downgrade. So I don't know what the hell happened in that map, but I cannot score better on it now. So I guess before the scoring fix is now the more dominant one for me, but this did not need to be fixed. I'm sorry, bestie, but like, if once again, if they're watching this, they did not need to fix this one. I really hope that the next batch they really do listen to the community, because that was a big waste of resources to fix, if you ask me. And I hate to say it that way. I know it sounds harsh, but it really did not need to be fixed. I'm sorry. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the last one. All right, so the last one is We Speak No Americano. This one did desperately need to be fixed, but since the moves are so rapid, I'm still finding myself getting a lot of supers and goods, even though I'm doing the moves, especially the move where it's like that, if you know what I'm talking about. I just don't know how to describe it, but my before score is a 12,573, and the after score is a 12,818. It is a big jump, like a noticeable jump, but I don't think they fully fixed it, if you ask me. Like, does anyone else feel the same way? I don't know if it's a skill issue, but I still can't score this map that well. I can't 13k it. I tried a few times. That's just me, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much all the songs. I'm curious, feel free to leave in the comments what you guys guys feel about the scoring adjustments they did for Just Dance Plus. In my opinion, I think they fixed some really good maps that really needed it, and then the other half of me is like, some of these maps really did not need to get fixed, or they barely got fixed enough in my opinion to kind of justify it being advertised as a scoring adjustment. It's just my opinion, of course. I'm really curious to see what you guys feel about it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys liked the video, feel free to like it or dislike it if you damn dislike it. And I just want to let you guys know, thank you so much for 7,000 subscribers. I did get a little emotional that day when we hit it. I posted on my Instagram story and all that, and I was crying and all that. But you guys mean a lot to me, and I hope to see you guys again next week. Thank you guys so much. Peace.